This video is about an ongoing project that you can submit Pokemon for. If you'd like to participate, please check the description for important links and info. Hope to see you there. Hello everyone, my name is DuoM2 and welcome back to another video. This one's going to be a recap for a tournament on a pet mod called Stereotypes, which aims to add one Fakemon of every single type combination. This mod was made by the Smogon user Magma Judas. There's quite a lot of type combinations, and this mod hasn't existed for very long, so it's not even close to finished. It's about a fifth or the sixth of the way done, but we still do have a playable meta of the mons that we have made so far. I'd like to go over these mons real first, and then the people participating in the grand finals. For most people, Flamingo is the best Pokemon in the format. Steel Flying is a great defensive typing, and its stats are just enough to make it work. Its physical bulk really isn't the best, but its typing is good enough to let it bypass that. It has access to U-Turn and Defog and is probably the best Defog user in the format, and it also has Drought, which might just seem like a deficit, but it does let it wall one or two Pokemon that it wouldn't normally otherwise, even if it makes it weaker to fire moves, and alongside U-Turn, it lets it enable some certain fire types to have some crazy wall-breaking presence. That alone would make it have an argument for number one, but it also has some dangerous shift gear sets. It typically can run Roost with Shift Gear and 2 attacks, or it can just choose to run 3 attacks, basically 3 stab moves thanks to Steel Flying and Drought, and it's pretty difficult to handle defensively. Spearox is a Pokemon I made. It has access to pretty good stats. Its speed tier is really meta-defining, and I couldn't really tell you just one set this Pokemon does well. If I were to try, it would be something like this, with Will-O-Wisp, Hex, Recover, and either Calm Mind or Spikes, which it is the best Spike starter in the format, by the way. And this has next to no true defensive counters, even if a lot of things do check it. This makes it a pretty dangerous Pokemon to go against with proper support. Dracotomy is another really good defensive Pokemon. It may look unassuming from its stats and typing alone, but it has Regenerator, and it has a lot of good offensive utility moves as well, like Knock Off, Poison Fang, Dragon Tail, and so on. It also typically runs Earthquake, and this isn't the exact moveset you'd run, but those are just 3 example moves plus the one you would always run. Flux Tape Stereo is another mod I made. It has a really crazy offensive presence. I probably shouldn't have made it this good, but it has Flare Blitz, Wild Charge, Earthquake, and it gets both Dragon Dance and Bulk Up, which should typically run one of those in this last slot, and it also has Rock Head. Its stats are really good for this mod, and it makes it very difficult to wear down. It can 1v1 a lot of things pretty easily, like the aforementioned Spearox. Nymphrill is the final Pokemon I want to mention, and judging by its stats alone, you wouldn't really expect me to say that it is a late-game special attacking cleaner. This is an Ultra Beast that uses Beast Boost and by far the highest speed in the format to make itself basically impossible to revenge kill. People have typically been running Meteor Beam with Moonblast and I think Earth Power and Calm Mind, alongside a Power Herb obviously, and this set really, you need to back this thing up with some support, but if you can do that, it just wins games. But this video isn't just going to be me showcasing the meta. Today, I'll be showing off the Grand Finals set of a tournament that happened recently. I was able to commentate Grand Finals, and I think I should be able to provide good insight on it. It'd only be fair to me to give a little bit of time to talk about both of the finalists. Mossy is a relative newcomer to the pet mods scene. I think he's only participated in 3 pet mods so far, but he's shown his presence in the subform pretty well so far. He's a council member for this mod actually, and in order to get to Grand Finals, he had to beat Shiva and myself. Scoop is a moderator for the subforum, and he has won 2 pet mods tournaments that are based around Fakemon. He had to beat both Rastination and ZXG in order to make it to Grand Finals. I believe this matchup actually happened in the Restrictions tournament that I did a video on a few months ago, but I'm not certain. With that out of the way, we'll get straight into the battling. Hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so by the looks of the 2 teams, we got Mossy with what is likely a balanced team. Well, I say likely as if it isn't definitely a balanced team. And we got Scoop with another balanced team. So yeah, Flamingo and Dracotomy being on the same team should kind of imply that from the get-go. Most of the time, if you're not balanced, you'd run a screen setter or I don't know, some Stalkor maybe. There might actually, yeah, there's a different balance core that does get used sometimes, but it's not present on either team. I'll mention it when it pops up. But, alright. So he leads an Nymphral, which is not really a typical play you'd see, but it looks very okay. So he immediately goes out to Wiscamp. But Nymphral is the kind of Pokemon that as soon as you send it out, you should expect it to win the game from there or something like that, or at least get close. So I'm wondering what he was trying to do by leading in there. Okay, so he gets rocks up with Wiscamp, and looks like Mossy may not have any great switch-ins to Wiscamp, as weird as that may sound. Nothing really wants to take a Volt Switch or Scald, except for Dracotomy. Oh. Flormingo gets knocked, which might not be super important, although it may help against, may help Slash Out get easier breaking. I've been pinged twice on Discord. I hope that's not from someone who needs me. This is my first time commentating anything, like any Pokemon, any competitive game at all, so Scald Burn there is going to be nice to help reduce damage. Doesn't have anything that could benefit from taking less damage from Dracotomy, but so I think Mossy has used this team against me before. I think the goal of it is to spread status and to have Spearox just use Hex a bunch when the timing is right. So Flux Tape comes in, and he has Dracotomy for that, which this Pokemon is extremely scary, but Dracotomy stops it pretty hard. So he uses this as a chance to double out to Spearox, possibly to get a burn off on this through Willow. Okay, yeah. So that is possibly huge for Mossy there, since this is a Pokemon he wants broken a lot. Oh! Fire Blast isn't very common. You typically see Earthquake for Flux Tape. So that is big damage on Spearox. The Sun is gone now though, so it will be able to recover spam easily. And that's exactly what he's going to do. Okay, he's continuing to spread burn. Oh! That was a cool attack. So that goes, there goes a big win con. I wonder if that was built with this specifically in mind. Either way, out comes Flux Tape, and the Dracotomy switch-in is pretty likely, but I'd imagine Mossy is less scared of it since the chances are lower of it having Earthquake. Well, speaking of Earthquake, there we go. So Pharaoh completely walls this and has been running Flamethrower as of late. Okay, I guess he's gonna use it to double. Don't know if he was expecting to switch to something else. Maybe Nymphral? I'd really doubt that. Hopefully, if I'm not lazy, there will be a little UI. Not a UI, just some pictures showing all the Pokemon, all the moves, the stats, and such. That did decent damage, but nothing that can't be healed off with a regen. Out comes Feroch. Okay, so I think Slasho is not a good Pokemon to let in for free, but okay, yeah. Flormingo walls it. He needed to click Fire Blast there to get damage off on it, but it's not an easy Pokemon to use since you have to basically click the right move out of 3 options every time. Sometimes 4, depending on if you count Trick. Feroch is back in. I don't know what move he expects to click here. Okay, Rocks. Oh, interesting. Good turn to be fully paired for Mossy. Yeah, there's a dangerous thing for this meta. Flormingo is a prominent defensive Pokemon, but Flux Tape comes out completely for free on it and also is an extremely dangerous breaker on its own. Out comes an Nymphral. Oh, not the right call. Wondering if he was reading Wiscamp or if that was specifically targeted for Nymphral, but that was a good play either way. Or a misplay on Scoop's part. Either way. No matter how you look at it, it was a good turn for Mossy. Oh, Sub-Cosmo. I wonder what he's going to do with this. Sub-Calmine. Interesting. These typically don't run boosting variants, but 100 special attack with that kind of bulk might not be that bad, actually. I have 4 DMs from Discord now. So out comes Feroch, and Earth Power is not going to do that much. Feroch's special book is pretty good. This battle is going by quickly. I wonder how far ahead they are from me. Okay. Knocking off Boots is going to help wear that down a good bit, since it also has regen. Oh, Dracotomy's weak. That's not a good situation to be in when Flux Tape is sent out. Yeah, a lot hinges on this one Pokemon when Flux Tape is in battle. Or if the opponent has a Flux Tape, a lot will hinge off Dracotomy to do its job. Although, Cosmo can beat it 1v1, so there's at least an answer, even if it's not as reliable, I guess. Yeah, Cosmo seems like a weird Pokemon to 1v1, as it honestly kind of is for most teams, but there will always be an answer for it, it seems. Okay, so he either isn't running a Ghost move or isn't running Flamethrower, which makes Flamengo a free switch-in, and it'll make it easier to get off to get rocks off the field for Scoop. Especially since that's his rocker, you know? Let's look at this. A lot of Scoop's remaining Pokemon lack an offensive presence, but he might just be able to whittle him down. Although, he might have to get Whisk Camp out, and I don't know how many opportunities he'll have for that. He beats Flamengo, which is nice. Okay, so Flux Tape is in. Let's see what the answer is. Dracotomy. Oh, Dracotomy's healthy now. I thought it was at 20. Never mind. Looks like this is going to be a long game. Scoop's team is a defensive core that Mossy cannot seem to break. Or Scoop's remaining Pokemon, should I say. So, how's everyone's weekend going? Alright, so chipping down Flux Tape will be very nice for Scoop. Something that Mossy needs to be cautious of. Though at the same time, I don't know how he really realistically weakens Dracotomy. I don't know from previous damage if the Dracotomy is physically defensive or... I apologize for the inability to defog, probably. But... Okay, so Dragon Dance is revealed. I think... Okay, so it's burned. That was his chance to get Whisk Camp off since Dracotomy was weak enough to the point where 2 Flare Blitzes would have killed. Okay, so... Yeah, I think Flux Tape just won the game off of this. Power Gem. Oh, he's not... He is Earth Power. Did he expect him to switch? Alright, so game 1 goes to Mossy. It was a quick end to a game. I don't know if I just wasn't paying enough attention to Dracotomy's health, but... Yeah, Flux Tape's a good win con. Alright, so we got game 2, and Mossy's using Claveli, which is a Pokemon that has not seen much use, and Harzodia, so it's interesting he pulls this team out during finals, where Scoop has Dojodo? I thought his name was Dodojo this whole time. Hey guys, post-editing duo here. I made this realization during the game, and I proceeded to call it Dojo throughout the rest of the set. Don't ask me how I did this. My only possible answer is that commentating is hard. It's harder than it seems, I promise you. Back to the video. Anyways, this is a Pokemon that he is sworn by the success of, and he did use it to decent success in his last tournament game, but not many other people have even tried it outside of that because its stats are kind of unassuming on paper. He has the same Balance Core and Gargogunk as well, which is a really beefy Mon. And I need to close this. By the looks of Mossy's team, it is a bulky offense. It relies on Claveli and Econalude for defensive stuff, so kind of interesting. A lot will be relying on this one Pokemon that hasn't really seen much use. So the Storvark, I don't know if it specs or not, but Kanalu took that pretty well despite possibly being dry skin? I don't know. It's definitely out Sand Spit. I don't know. I'm wondering why he didn't go into Dracotomy game, Seth. I am not speaking right. I don't know why he didn't go into Dracotomy. Okay, so he is dry skinned. So it just took that. Alright, so a burn on Dracotomy, that'll be nice for Chip. And he doesn't... Gargogunk might have a way of poisoning it, but otherwise probably not, since Beachilin... No, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. So excuse me if I'm doing that wrong, but Beachilin normally has been running 2 attacks as of late to keep Spearox from coming in, among other things. Okay, so he knocks off Rocky Helmet, which confirms that that is physically defensive, which... it'll be helpful for Jungape to get... to not get chipped as badly, I guess? I don't know. Since that Pokemon is normally very prone to stuff like hazards and its own attacking moves since it runs recoil moves a lot. Doubles out to Spearox. Probably just to keep it safe from knock, but the fact that it came in on Glare was probably best case. Okay, yeah. Willow is not really consequential for Storvark, who is a special attacking pivot. Dracotomy completely stonewalls it, but I guess he was expecting the Convoluted or maybe Jungape to come out. Sorry if you guys can hear my chair, but it's not a big deal, but, you know. So both teams seem to be struggling to make much progress here. Although the status spreading is nice for Scoop's end. I don't know if he has an end goal here, although it might be helping to set up Dodojo, since he seems to be using that mon as a win con from what I could tell from his last game with it. So, sending out Gargogunk, who should completely stonewall Clavellai, look at its special bulk alongside Sandstream, doesn't even need reliable recovery to be extremely bulky, and pretty consistent, honestly. And this is a hazard setter, although Clavellai is a defogger, it should be able to set hazards on it pretty freely, and it has U-turn as well, so it should be able to get momentum. Although I don't know what he'd go out to. Yeah, his team doesn't seem to do the greatest with Clavellai. This Pokemon does not learn Earthquake, so okay, just sets rocks. Paralysis on it will probably be pretty helpful. Okay. Wondering how he's gonna handle this. Just Earthquake, I don't know how much that did earlier. I don't think it did that much. Knock will not remove its item. Rocks and Coil on the same set, interesting. So he probably has not U-turn. Hex did nothing. I'd imagine he'd really want Willow there. Okay, so yeah, he does use its second turn. Scoop might have baited that out, which, if so, good job on his end. By not switching first turn, expecting him to do something else. And yeah, with Hex, he was probably... I don't know, actually. Here comes Heartzodia, which I have no idea what he's going to run here. But Flormingo should stonewall it, yeah. Thunderbolts? I guess not. It's a good opportunity to have Spearox, as he isn't... There's no way he was staying in there. He is the same Spike's Willow Hex Recover set, I imagine. Unless he's not running Recover like a madman. So Storvark is going to... Yeah, it is being worn down pretty badly here. Okay, so he let Spearox die. I wonder if he was expecting Storvark to Volt Switch, which... Yeah, considering Dracotomy is here and was a pretty easy answer, would not surprise me at all. So it was good for Scoop to stay persistent there and catch him on the overprediction. Although Jungape completely for free revenge kills, so you may want to keep it as a sack, Speedtillant is a pretty good answer. Well, it's healthy at least. And Flormingo's not bad either. He might use this opportunity to knock, but he's just gonna play it safe and U-turn. As Harzodia comes in. Okay, yeah. And there goes the sack. Trick. So this may be Specs. That may be why it did so much damage. There's nothing on his team that really wants to receive a choice Specs. So I'm interested to see what his answer will be. Now that Storvark's dead, at least. Okay, so as Flormingo comes out. Yeah, Trick all but confirmed that this is a choice item of some kind, but I think with the damage that it's choice Specs, although it could still be choice Scarf hypothetically. Some decent chip all across the past 2 turns, but it's just going to be healed back up. Leftovers being knocked means Jungape doesn't have as strong of a knockoff, but if Mossy is capable of getting it weaker, then that will help it bust past it. See, I'm wondering how well Dodojo does here, since it hasn't seen much use, and I don't know if it breaks Trichotomy or not. With Scoop's most recent set I've seen with him, it was sub Drain Punch with Bulk Up and I assume Earthquake or something? Oh, that head smash. I don't know if that crit mattered, but that's a big turn either way. Trichotomy's gotta be an annoying mon for this team, so... Okay, and he predicts the Psychic. Nicely done. Okay. Yeah, I imagine... Hold on. Yeah, Gargogunk's gonna do a pretty good job now that Spherox is down. I didn't even notice that he was without a steal. And I don't know what his last move is. Econolut will have to be broken probably, since I'd imagine that has Scorching Sands, and that isn't a move you want to take at all, if at all possible, with Gargogunk, since it is a physically based mon, so... Okay, that is not chip you want to take with Jungape. I imagine he was expecting him to set up rocks, but... that is not what happened. Okay, so Scoop was expecting a not to Thunderbolt, which is interesting. And that's what Mossy can take from this. And the miss with the Willow is kind of unfortunate, but there are other ways for him to chip this mod. It's a really interesting dynamic. Econolut seems really, really bulky, but the problem is the Flormingo with Drought can hamper that thanks to Dry Skin being its best ability. Although it could run Stance Bed or something. Water immunity doesn't seem super important in this meta. So Harzodia is Mossy's real way of making progress here, and he's going to have to make some good predictions to what happened. I see them say sorry, and I'm instantly curious. Are they very far ahead of me? I just imagine they are. As I was saying, the Harzodia is Mossy's main way of making progress here. Do you flinch? Yeah, that's what it was. That sucks. Econolut's basically out, which was an important mon for Mossy. But at this point, he's going to have to make some crazy reads with Harzodia in order to make any kind of progress. Okay, yeah, and he's just not getting those, it seems. Scoop is doing a good job in these 50-50s, or however you want to call the scenario, against Harzodia. And yeah, if he sets up rocks, Claveli, it sucks that Claveli loses to the rocker here for Mossy. Okay, yeah, game's over. I imagine Mossy's lost. Is it 1-1? I can't remember. Okay, so it is 1-1. Man, yeah, Harzodia's down. That basically spells doom. This Dojo can freely set up on Clavalai. Or not completely freely, but yeah, that's definitely something that can. I'm not going to skip to the end just so we can see what happens, since I think we can tell where it's going from here, since Clavalai has no way of getting this off its back, and Jungate will not be able to one-shot it, and does not typically run Earthquake, so... Oh, it lived that, that's crazy. I wonder what spread he is, since there's really no standard for if Clavalai runs physically or specially defensive, but it seemed to do pretty good this game. This was a good first showing for it. Since there's a lot of mons in this meta, and not a lot of them have gotten tested. So, anti-double edges. Sick way to end it with the recoil. Alright, so game 3. Scoop is using the same Dojo team. Is this different? He didn't have Cosmo before, I don't think. Either that or he just didn't use it. And Spearox, I'm gonna switch sides since it was like that for the other games. I don't know if he used Spearox last game either, but Mossy's running... Yeah, this is the other balance part I was talking about. Nimbus Storm is a very fat Whiff Passer, which can support these two mons that don't have recovery pretty nicely. Nimbus Storm alongside Flamingo is interesting, though. So I'm not certain what the thought... I'd need a list of mons to see in order to understand why he used these two Pokemon together, but they are very similar, so... Alright, so Gargogunk beats Storvark. Storvark's not very strong, so I'm expecting a Volt Switch and... Oh! Is this screens? I'm wondering, like, you wouldn't normally run Taunt unless you were screens, but I would expect him to run Volt Switch alongside two screens instead of Thunder Wave. He might just be a physically bulky set, but that's interesting. When you see Storvark is typically an offensive set of some kind, since Scappa, the best screens user, just kind of outdoes it. It's very similar in its perks, except this has Intimidate and Scappa has an unblockable flip turn outside of a Econolode, but yeah, this is a physically bulky set. It did take a lot of damage here, though. Might be nice to paralyze Gargogunk. What happened with Trick? Okay, so Trick was revealed through Taunt. Wondering what Cosmo set this is, since Scoop has been running different stuff here. And he's not going to want to stay in with Gargogunk, especially with Sandstream gone. Probably goes Flamingo or Nimbus Storm here, since those both check it pretty nicely. Yeah, Earth Power. This makes me wonder if it's a similar boosting set, since you'd probably run Scorching Sands on a utility set. Okay, yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if this was... Oh, that's dangerous. That's a dangerous mon to let it do that. He's gonna have to answer fast in some way. Yeah, that's not gonna do very much. Unboosted off of a base 100 attack, or special attack off a base 80 power move. No boosting item. Storvark would be really nice here, but I wasn't paying full attention those first few turns, honestly. I was just wondering what set he was running. This is a really dangerous situation, though. Since he's revealed his coverage, which might help him deal with it. Oh, that just gets Flare Blitzed. Yeah, so Gargogunk should answer it decently. Jesus, that did a lot. Oh my god, that was a crucial burn. Yeah, this Pokemon doesn't tend to do the best against Steels in general, so that is not good. Oh my god, this game sucks. Why did he get burned into a crit? Oh, that's horrible. He might lose off of that. I don't know what answer he has. Yeah, that... Okay, he might be able to do something off of the recoil. Oh, he had Flare Blitz on Gargogunk. Oh, Fire Fang. That still would have done a lot. Although, not as much as Stone Edge. Or Head Smash. It would have stopped recoil though, which would have been nice. Okay, yeah, so just sack a Conolude, making the best of the situation, even if it's tough now. Yeah, really tough, but he does still have the tools he needs to win. He's gonna have to make something work with Cosmo, but it's going to be a big, big comeback if he gets it. Yeah, this Mon is dangerous. Part of the reason why I like Whizcamp so much as a defensive Pokemon, it completely counters that. We can Scald it, can set rocks if it wants to, Volt Switch to something faster if it doesn't want to set up yet. Okay, yeah, so... He's gonna have to switch... Oh. Okay, so that didn't kill. That did a lot, though. And that's not damage you want to take on a Pokemon that lacks recovery. This might have Power Whip, or it could just U-turn here. If he tricks here, then that's good for... Okay. Oh, it's just damage. Scoop might be able to make something work here, although I still really doubt it. Okay. I don't know if he's running Shadow Claw or not. Oh, he is. Oh, and he outspeeds it. Scoop might be able to make the comeback. Nymphral can't break this. No, not at all. And I don't know if Nimbus Storm... It might... Oh. Does this kill? It doesn't. I don't know if Dojo breaks these three, or if Cosmo's faster than those three. Scoop is playing like crazy, though. It'll come down to this. If he gets Scald Burn, he loses. But I don't know if he can break Sub, since that's not Stab. He can't. That is important. This is insane. I'm glad I'm recording this. Hope you guys like the content. So, he's Drain Punch. I don't know what his last move should be. Nimbus Storm has a huge HP stat, and this has Iron. It's running Stamina, I'd imagine, but either way, depending on how much damage it does, it should be able to outlast the Scalds, or it should be able to heal more than it loses from Substitute. It says GG, I wonder what happened. Okay, so we subbed again. What is that? I'm just gonna scroll up here so it doesn't get spoiled. I didn't read that. I hope you guys didn't. I'm probably gonna censor it. That did very little and did not heal that much. Although he might be able to... I don't know how many turns ahead they are, since they've been clicking very quickly and skipping to the end of each turn. Okay. So that heals 18, and Leftovers heals about 6 or 7. Yeah, he's healing a lot. I think this is Scoop's game to win as long as he can... I don't know, honestly. When the PP Stalling War, I know Nimbus Storm has Wish and Protect and might not get 2-hit KO'd by his covered move. Okay. I think it can typically run Knockoff or Earthquake. If it's Knockoff, then using it at a good time is important. Oh, he might run out of Scald here. Probably not, considering that the game's already over, but... Okay, that did not as much as Scoop would want here. Okay, so there's the timely knockoff I was talking about. I imagine a Drain Punch kills here. It didn't. Okay, yeah, Body Press is going to do nothing, and he can't Roar because this is last mon, although Harreleo normally runs Roar, and Gargogunk, I imagine, doesn't have anything for this, honestly. And that is it. Good stuff to scoop. Let's see what they say at the bottom. Just that, okay. Yeah, that was really good comeback. I was not expecting that. Yeah, Cosmo with that kind of set is not the kind of stuff you'd typically prepare for. You'd have to specifically spec Flamingo for that, or save it in the back, I mean. And Dodojo just happened to be perfect to break these last 3 mons of his, so really good game, really good game 3 for Grand Finals, and good. I'm very glad I was able to record this. Congratulations to the Scoop, winning his 3rd Fakemon tournament, and good stuff to Mossy for making it this far and making this set as close as it was. With that out of the way, hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you guys later. Take care.